good news. After the dreadful episode 3, we got these 2 amazing episodes and we seem to be on course for a great rest of the season. I decided to do a combo video for these episodes because I just love them so much, and they're very, very similar, and I basically have nothing but praise to give these episodes, so it would be redundant if I made individual videos. And also because I'm incompetent when it comes to these things, and I completely forgot that I actually made videos again. Who knew? But I digress. The only thing that could make this episode any greater is if they had a George Clooney cameo.
This is some of the strongest, finest alcoholic cider money can buy.
Yeah, Twilight 7 is pretty much perfect. It was just the right balance of goofiness and seriousness. You know, where episode 100, Slice of Life, was an insanely energetic episode, this 200th episode is a lot more, a lot calmer and a lot less ridiculous, though it still has its fair share of absurdity. I love that the episode focuses on Spike's relationship with Twilight and Shining Armor. I love that the show finally addressed the Spike and Twi relationship, and I'm glad it was handled so well, and God, I love this episode so much. Of course, the highlight of the episode was the heist. It was brilliant. I don't care how over the top and ridiculous Shining Armor's defenses were. I think it worked. It was super funny, and it was great to see Zephyr breathe again. I never thought we'd be seeing him again in the show. And everything about the heist was just magnificent. Everything just worked harmoniously to create this amazing heist. And Spike's master plan with Luna was amazing. It actually makes sense within the story and is kind of hinted at throughout. I love it. And I gotta say this, because I love my man Spike. Spike is just one of the best characters in the entire show. Yeah, some of his episodes might be stinkers, but him as a character is just so perfect. It's a shame he doesn't get more love in the fandom. Spike just shines in every episode he's in, no matter how small his role is. He's basically the backbone of the entire show, and he's such a great little brother to Twi, and he's just a beauty, man. Spike is amazing, and I love him.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
I really love episode 200, but this episode is just too fantastic. Every single episode in this season so far has just been better than the last, and I love it. It's nice to actually like and be invested in Friendship is Magic again. It feels so good to love this show. This episode reminds me of early Friendship is Magic. It's super simple and slice of life, and that's where the show excels. In my opinion, the show is at its best when telling simple slice of life stories about the main 6, rather than when it's trying to be a bombastic epic. This is one of the reasons why I love the early seasons so much. And that's one of the reasons why I just love this episode so much. And coming from a terrific writer like G.M. Barrow, I expect nothing less. And as for this episode being her last, talk about going out on a high note. Absolutely fantastic. This episode feels a lot like the MLP chapter books G.M. Barrow used to write, which is great because I adore those books. G.M. Barrow is just such a good writer, man. You know, I could go on for ages and ages talking about how great this episode is and why it's one of the best of recent seasons, but I'd just be filleting the show at that point, and there's nothing of substance there, and there's nothing of value there. So what's the point? Just know that this episode is fantastic, and that this season has pretty much restored my faith in the show, and that I love ponies again. I mean, any episode that starts off with Derpy, talking no less, is just bound to be great. Anyway, thanks for listening to my very in-depth analysis of Magical Horse Show. Have a great day.